Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 17 with Razor. Right now we are going to be looking at the Platinum expansion. Now you'll probably see over here to the left where it says Farming Simulator 17 Platinum Edition, not expansion. Well, the reason is I bought the Platinum Edition. The difference is a Platinum Edition is regular price on Steam $34.99. It's the Farming Simulator 17 game and the Platinum expansion, which I'll explain in a little bit what comes with the expansion. The game itself is $24.99 or $25 basically. The expansion, Platinum expansion DLC by itself is $19.99, basically $20. So if you want to get both of them separate, you're looking at about $45. So if you get the Platinum expansion, the Farming Simulator 17 Platinum Edition, which is the game and the DLC, you're looking at $35, which saves you about $10. Now, as far as what comes with the expansion, and keep in mind, you cannot buy just the DLC, the expansion, and play the game. You have to have the game also. So if you don't already have the game, please keep that in mind. What comes with the expansion? Well, if you pre-ordered it through Giants website, which Giants is the manufacturer or the developers for Farming Simulator 17, if you got it through them, you could get a special vehicle. It is a Massey Ferguson 9030. It's a self-propelled sprayer. That the only way you should be able to get that is by pre-ordering through them. I pre-ordered mine through Steam. I also got mine on sale, so I got a pretty good deal on it when I got it. As far as the expansion, whether or not it's worth the $20 price tag, there's some debate on that online, which is why I'm wanting to do this, to show people what the expansion offers. We're going to use save game number 1. We're going to go with normal difficulty. Goldcrest Valley and Sosnovka, I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. If not, I do apologize. But those two maps are the ones that come with the base game. This third one here, Estancia Lapacho, I think. I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly either. Again, I do apologize. I'm not really good with Spanish. However, this is the map that comes with the Platinum expansion DLC. So you do get one map. All of these other maps are mods that I got, which you can get the mods either online through third party or through the mods category through maps, or you can find some of them under beta, which is beta testing the maps. But you can find some maps through there. We're going to go back in here. We're going to get this back up. We're going to go to this one. Now, what this map offers, or what this DLC offers, so I'll cut off all my mods. What the DLC offers is a couple of things. One, it offers new vehicles and equipment. As you saw, it also offers one new map, which is actually done by the developers. But it also offers a new crop, which is sugarcane. Now, the cool thing about sugarcane is whenever you play the game with sugarcane, you don't have to replant it every time like you would wheat, barley, things like that. With sugarcane, it works kind of like if you plant grass. You plant it, it grows, you harvest it, and then it grows back on its own. All you really need to do with it is just keep it fertilized. That way it gives you a higher yield when it's fertilized. I think it's like 30% or something like that. So it's really good in increasing your income when you sell it. This is the map that you start on. I'll cover the map later, but right now I want to show some of the new things that you get. As far as tractors, we're going to come back here to the back. Now, I don't have any of my mods, so everything that we have back here, you'll see Platinum Expansion under it. Those are the new ones. Massey Ferguson, MF 4709 tractor, Stara ST Max 105, and the Stara ST Max 150. Those are the tractors that you can get. There is a new harvester, which if you go all the way back to the back, it's a Bison Super Z056 that you actually start the game with it. If you go down to the headers, you're going to find that there is a header that you can get with it also. Z056H. H would be for the header. So that's the header that comes with it. The width of it is only 4.2 meters. And let me see, nope, there's not a forager. If you come over here to sugarcane harvesting, now everything in here is new. These three items here, the first three, those are your planters to be able to plant the sugarcane. The first two are only 1 meter wide. And then this one here is the one that's 2 meters wide. It costs a bit more, but it can do your planting twice as fast. Now, 1 meter and 2 meter, it's not really that big. This is one of the crops that takes a very long time to plant a field. So please keep that in mind. Over here, these next two things are the harvesters. This one, of course, has to be pulled by a tractor. As you can see here, the tractor requires 100 horsepower excuse me, to run this harvester. And this one you'll need to follow it with a trailer, because the boom here, it doesn't have a tank in either one of these, so the boom needs to be extended out on the side. This one here is a self-propelled one, so you don't need a tractor pulling it, of course. But again, you'll need a trailer out to the side because it does not have a tank. As you can see here, it does not have a tank to store any of the sugarcane in. Now these, starting with the Lizard brand, which Lizard is a generic brand for Giants farming simulator game, but starting with this trailer, which I believe that's the one that you start with if I'm not mistaken. But these here are some trailers that you can collect the sugar cane in. These last two trailers, they're identical trailers themselves. The only difference between them is this one has a dolly. If you have a semi-truck, which you don't start with one, but if you buy a semi-truck, you could get this trailer, which as you can see, it'll hold 66,500 liters, which is more than what the others will do. If you look at this one, it holds the same amount, but you can hook a tractor up to the front of it. So moving on, we will look at tippers. I believe there is one tipper if I'm not mistaken. No, it wasn't tippers. Sewing machines. Here we go. Okay, sewing machines, if we come back here, we have the Stara brand again. We have both of these here, which if you look at the differences in them, 3.6 meter width. This one here does 14.4, so it's a pretty wide area that this one here will cover, which is really good. Cultivators, let's look at those. We have 4 of them. If you look, the blue one there on the left, that one's one that comes with the base game. We have the 2 of the TT brand and 2 of the Stara. We have the big TT, the multi-cultivator 5-in-1. Those are both the TT brand. The Fox 11, the ASA Laser CR DCR 2013. Both of those are the Star brand. So there's those that are new. For plows, there's nothing new there. Auger wagons, there is one of these, the Star brand, Reebok Ninja 33,000. If you look at what this Metal Tech can carry, it's 28,000 liters. This one is 43,000. This one here is kind of a happy medium. It'll do 33,000, so it's between the two of those right there. So that's a pretty good wagon there, auger wagon. For sprayers, again, if you pre-order the game through Giants, or the DLC through Giants website, you would have the Massey Ferguson 9030. I did not do that, so I only have the Stara. Those who pre-ordered it through Giants should have both the Stara and the Massey Ferguson. So that is one of the things that I did miss out on. However, they're both self-propelled. They're both really good. As far as the width, I think the width of them is very close. I'm not sure. I'm thinking the Massey Ferguson might be a few meters shorter if I remember correctly. I may be wrong on that. It may be the other way around, or they may be about the same. But there's not a big difference between them. I know some people prefer the Massey Ferguson brand, which if you do, I hope you're able to order it. Pre-order the game to get it. Or the DLC. I keep saying game. I got the game and the DLC together. Looking through, there's nothing else over here until we get back to the cars. Now this is something else that's new. You can get a convertible now. And you can of course change the color of it. You can change the horsepower. It comes with 140. You can get up to 220 for $20,000 more. Which is really good little car. I love the older body styles. I love those. I love the fact that they did that. Okay, so that is the equipment and vehicles. Now we're going to look at the map. Now this map, the way it's laid out, it's not really the best layout that they could have done, because they tried to put some hills and things like that in it. However, there is a good bit of area that you can mow and create silage and things like that. So I guess that is a good thing. But they also have these odd shape maps, which I really don't like for planting, harvesting, things like that, because for me, I just prefer something that's square or rectangular. But they do have a number of different I keep saying maps, but I mean fields. They do have quite a number of them, but most of them are fairly small. Especially when you get here like 24, this one here, and then the one up here, 26. Most of them are like really small maps. There's a few large ones, and then the others are somewhat medium sized as far as I'm concerned. Most of them are medium sized. But you do start out with field 1, field 2, and field 14. Now, one of the things that you can do, which I'm planning on doing, is eventually taking fields 1 and 2 and cultivating them together, because field 1 isn't really that big at all. It's not really the biggest size field that you can get. So what I'm planning on doing is eventually, when I play this map, is combining both of those fields together. I have seen better fields done by modders, so it's not really, like I said before, it's not really the best field that I've seen. I have seen some fields that were done better by modders, but there's something that I do like about this map here, which, by the way, if you see this aeroplane over here, you cannot fly it. It's actually sitting here like being repaired all the time. Apparently they never make parts for that one. You see a harvester sitting out there, that's ours. But one of the biggest things that they did in this is you can go inside your house now. You could not do that before in the regular game. You could not go inside any of your houses or anything like that. But you can go in there now. You even have a bathroom, so they did put some pretty nice detail in it. The biggest downside I see about this is you can't interact with anything inside the house except for the doors that let you cross into other rooms or to go outside. Those are the only things that you can interact with. You cannot sit down, you can't use your bed, anything like that. So there is still some work that I would like to see them do on this. I like to be able to come up, interact with a chair, like to sit on it or something. That would be something that would be nice if they were to put it in the next edition or maybe another DLC for this one. Over here's another bathroom. They love their patios. There's a little work office here. You can see a little laptop sitting on the desk there. And then you can go outside here on this patio. Apparently somebody left their work out here. And I love this staircase here. This is a winding staircase, which I love that. You have a little kitchen here. Still some dirty dishes in the sink. And I guess some dirty dishes on the counter and the table. But at least everybody looks like they ate all the food on their plates, at least it looks like. So we don't have any food sitting there going bad. This is a way to get to the staircase from outside. I do love the layout of the house. It is a really nice one. And I like how they did the ivy or vines growing up the side of that. You have your own pool. And I found out that if you're up on top of that, on the very top on the roof, you can actually jump off and land in here, which is pretty cool. Doesn't make a splash or anything. There is a grill here, which you can't interact with or do anything with. And over here is a little wrought iron looking swing. So I do like the way they did this in that it kind of gives you an option for doing role play on this map, which I love doing role play. You may have caught my role play episodes that I've done. Here is a vehicle you start with. There we go. So we'll hop in here and I love the looks of the driveway here. It's a really nice look. Over here is field 14. And this right here is the sugarcane harvester. We're going to hop in it. We're going to hook up the trailer. And we're going to tell our employee. We're going to hire a worker to do it. And you're going to see when you look at it, that's it. 1 meter wide. That's all that it does. So like I said, it's going to take a while for it to work these fields. It's going to be a while before it really gets done. That's probably if you start this map and you don't like cheat money or something like that to get the larger one, then you'll probably want to go ahead and get that started before anything else. As we drive along, this here is one of your driveways leading out, which I kind of like how they put it inside the ground like this. They cut it down like this to put in. That's pretty cool. You'll notice that this map has a whole lot of orange. I mean, it has tons of orange in this map. So, of course, that has to do with the nutrients and everything that's actually in the soil as far as what color they are. Over here to the right, here's your silos. You come around on this side here to dump the grain, and on the other side is where you pick the grain up. Oops. Right here. Over here is where you dump the stuff for your cows, which your cows, you can actually have them own your farm. That is really cool. You can have them own your farm. you don't have to go halfway across the map to put your cows up somewhere, or to like raise your cows and stuff. Right here is where you can do silage, which is really cool. You can have this large area here on your map, and I love the way that it's drive through like that. Makes it easy. Over here to the right is a barn where you can keep your equipment stored. As you can see, there's some already there. To the left here, this big piece of equipment here, it's not really big as much as just long and tall. But this is our sugarcane harvester. Remember, there's only 2 of them, and this one here is 1 meter wide, so it will take a while to harvest. The best thing to do is to hook a tractor up to the front of it to pull it, and then follow along, like have a hired worker, or if you're playing multiplayer, have somebody else pulling it while you've got either yourself or somebody else driving beside it with a trailer, so they can be dumped in because there is no tank on it. As far as the tractors, oh, I almost forgot. This here is a sugar cane. As you can see, that's what it looks like that you use to plant it. As far as tractors, there's one here, there's one here, and then the other one out there at the other field that we've got working now. We have our harvester over here at field number 1. We're going to run to it real quick. Take a bit of a shortcut. Alright, so we have the harvester here, and this is the new one that came with the game. Anytime you hop into your vehicles and there's equipment behind it or in front of it, equipment, trailers, whatever, make sure that you connect to it before you do anything else. And so we're going to switch over, we're going to lower the header, then we're going to turn on the harvester. And this is it. We'll look inside it. Very simple, very plain. The gauges are not digital. So all in all, it's a really nice, cheap little harvester. It has its own grain tank. So we're going to go ahead and stop. We're going to get a worker running on that. We're going to connect to this trailer. We're going to pull it out there. Now this here, as you can see, the details inside, they did a pretty good job of that. We're going to bring this up here, and I'm going to just park it over to the side over here. Now, one thing you want to do is keep equipment and vehicles away from the very ends of these fields, because if there is something at the end, the workers, the NPC workers that you hire, it will really confuse them and they will get stuck. And this is going on the 4th. You'll get a little more than 3/4 of the way on the 5th row before that tank fills up. So here's what I like to do. I'm setting my cruise speed down to 6. Then I'm going to come around here. I'm going to wait on him to make his turn. Now the full tank, when that thing has a full tank, it will be the equivalent of 41% of this trailer. I've tested it before. So I come up here and I match his speed. So before he gets all the way to the end, he would have filled that thing up right before he gets to the end. I've counted it before. It's actually 4 and almost a 5th row. So that's why I'm coming out here and doing this. But yeah, it's really nice equipment that they've got. It's also sugarcane. I mean, that's something that's going to be fun to play around with. Like I said, I don't have any of it that's already grown, so that's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm really hoping that I can do a role play on this map, because I think that would be really fun. I think doing a role play on it would be really fun to do. So I'm looking forward to doing that.